The May 16th tornado is just one of 117 reported in Missouri this year, the second highest of any state in the U.S. To learn more about this, I spoke with Warning Coordination Meteorologist Kevin Deitsch at the National Weather Service.
We're well above average for tornadoes so far this year. Typically in a year, Missouri sees about 35 or so tornadoes. And in our area alone, so 28 counties in Missouri, 18 in Illinois, we've seen 38 tornadoes. So it kind of shows just in our area, we've already exceeded what we see for typically the whole state of Missouri. And so, in recent history, it's pretty unusual to see us kind of leading the country in tornado and warnings issued.
Are there any reasons or causes why we might be having so many tornadoes this year, or is it just a fluke?
A lot of times when we get severe weather here, what we end up getting is what we call a western trough, which is basically a low pressure system out on the western United States and then kind of a high pressure system on the southeast United States. And so we kind of sit in the middle of those, and that allows these disturbances kind of to kick out from the western United States across the central part of the country and up into Missouri. So we've just seen that, and that pattern really has kind of persisted for months now, since really early March. And so that's allowed these storm systems to just track over the same areas, unfortunately, and we've been in the crosshairs of those.
Let's talk about the May 16th tornado. Why was this one so particularly devastating?
I think a big part of it was, just where it hit, right through the heart of St. Louis, where there's just a ton of population. It was a Friday afternoon, which, to us as meteorologists, that's like a worst case scenario. You've got a lot of cars on the roads. Some schools were still in session at that time. So that's really what made this so impactful, just where it hit and the time that it hit on a Friday afternoon commute.
And it also was an EF3 rating tornado. What were some other details about the storm?
Yeah, so we rated it an EF3, which is winds of about 150 miles per hour, so just devastating winds to any structure, really. And it was about 22 miles long, starting somewhere near the Clayton-Richmond Heights area and working its way through Forest Park, through North City, and actually across the river and went well into Illinois up to just southeast of SIUE as well. So about a mile wide, too. That was another thing that was really particularly devastating with this tornado, which is how wide it was. So it affected so many more people than, say, a 100-yard wide tornado would have.
Evaluating the damage from the May 16th tornado could take weeks.
I can tell that tree has been uprooted.
Alex Elmore is a senior meteorologist. He gave us a closer look at how the National Weather Service is assessing the tornado's path and destruction.
There's a lot of damage that occurred in general, but there's a lot of it that we were not able to see from on the ground just due to time restraints, road closures due to damage, and so on. And so to get a better idea of what happened, we're going through this high-resolution satellite imagery and just looking at the scope of the damage from the air.
We've actually gotten some drone footage. We've also gotten some helicopter footage. So it just takes some time to kind of go through all of that, and we're going to try each house, everything that was damaged, we're going to try to assess the damage, assign it a rating, EF0 through EF3, and really kind of do a very detailed analysis of what actually happened.
And in the case that sirens fail, as they did in St. Louis City on May 16th, Deitsch says there are other warning systems we can use.
Sirens is one, weather radio here, NOAA Weather Service that we provide. That's a great system as well because that doesn't rely on cell service. It's kind of old school phone lines, and it has battery backups in case you lose power. And then, apps. We actually have the wireless emergency alert system. So that is something that everyone's cell phones, if you're in a polygon of a tornado warning, your cell phone will go off unless you've opted out of it. So just having those multiple ways. So if one way fails, whether it's weather radio, whether it's sirens, or the cell phone tower didn't work, you have those other ways kind of to back up that.
Is there anything that we can learn from the May 16th tornado?
I think it's just always be prepared for severe weather. This part of the country, we see severe weather all the time, all year round. And so have those multiple ways to get warning information and have a plan of where you're going to go. And whether that's, a lot of people have plans for at home, but in this case, it was a Friday afternoon. Do you have a plan at work? Do you have a plan at school? A lot of people were on the roads. Have you thought about what you would do if that tornado struck you, or got in your location when you're on the road? So just having that kind of those things in the back of your mind as we enter, these different periods of severe weather are really important.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Veronica Moheski.